Welcome to ProductionTrends.com. This video is going to be the first in an 8-part series about using Pro Tools and MIDI and virtual instruments to compose music. The first video is going to be about composing your first melody. The second is going to be about creating a bass line or counterpoint melody, and so on and so on and so on and so on. You can check all those out. I'll leave it up just for a second. Okay. So, composing our first melody, getting started. Now, there's many ways to get started composing music. And the reason that I wanted to make this tutorial series, it's been kind of on my bucket list for a while, because I've watched a lot of online tutorials about music making, about Pro Tools, about Reason, I've never seen one that really goes into depth about the creative process when writing music with software. So let's just jump into it. We are going to use Pro Tools here, so we're going to create 3 tracks. One is going to be our master fader. So that's a stereo master fader. We create that. The next one is going to be a stereo instrument track, and this is going to be what we record our melody onto. So we're going to create that one and bring it up above the master fader. And the last thing we want to do with the tracks is create a click track. So go up to track, create click track. That'll put that under instrument 1. And one useful thing to know about the click track is to access the controls or the settings of the click. You can go to Setup, click and count off, and there's a bunch of settings here that sometimes you don't know about and it frustrates you. So we're going to hit OK. And so our first instrument, for the sake of time, is going to be a piano. So we're going to write a melody on the piano, and we're going to make this nice and big. And we're going to change the color. A piano is kind of, dark blue. That's what a piano feels like to me. So now we have to go to the other window here, and we're going to use the plugin that everybody has. It comes with Pro Tools. It is the Mini Grand. And so we'll pick one that we like. Let's do kind of one that I wouldn't use normally. Maybe a love scene. How about that? Let's do something a little bit more exciting. Let's see. Underwater life out on a hall. Introspective, compressed and cutting. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so the creative process when writing a melody, what I like to do is pick the instrument, and then I like to just basically start improvising. So I'll pick a key just at random, really. Let's say G minor. So and maybe we want to kind of make it a little bit B flat majorish, so we can do like Be body ba be body ba be be ba boom ba da 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 di da di da di da di boom ba di da di da di ba di da di da 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 di boom. I kind of like that. Ba di di da di. Da 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 dum ba dee dee da 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 bum dee da dee bum bee. So like the major thing and the minor thing. Okay, so let's go with that. We're gonna do ba dee ba 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 bum bee ba 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 bee ba ba bum bee. So something like that. That's going to be our first melody, and we're going to record that. So the next thing we do is we pick the tempo and the meter. So that melody is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So it is definitely a melody in 4/4, and the tempo is dee da dee da 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now our melody, if I play, is, so it needs to be a little bit faster. We need to bring the 120 up a little bit higher. Let's bring it up to 145. Dee da 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 bee da bee ba bee da bee ba bee. Da dee da dee. So 136. Bum bee da ba bee da dee ba bee bum bee da ba bee da dee da bum bee. Something like that, right? So we're going to head that back, and we're going to, this is already armed to record. So to record, we arm this, and we do that, and we hit play, and it's going to give us 2 bars count off, and then we're going to perform it in. So I'm going to get my hands all ready here to perform onto the keyboard, and we're going to play. So hopefully this goes well. Ready? 1, 2, 3, record. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we're just improvising now. So let's go into that. And this is where, some of the fun stuff comes in. We get to edit this melody a little bit. So let's see how this sounds. So I messed up on that one. So if you double click the notes, they disappear. Jump to that note. Ba dee da da ba dee ba boom bee da ba bee ba 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 ba. Do that one. Bum bee da ba bee ba bee ba bee bum bee ba ba ba. So let's get rid of these. We'll do that. I want to turn that click down. It's a little obnoxious. Sorry about that. So actually we're going to delete the rest of those, and we're going to copy and paste that. So that is going to be our first melody. We're going to zoom in on that. We're going to bring this back here. And we're also going to quantize this really quick. Real-time properties. There it is. Found it. So click that again so that it says clip piano 1. That's the clip piano 1. And we're going to quantize to, let's say, they're going to be 1/8 notes so that we get the little da-da-dums in there. And we have some quantization, other things in here. And we can do strength. Let's do like 80. And let's do a random of just a little bit so that it keeps that human error a little bit in there. And then we're going to write to clip. And that should get us pretty dang on the beat. Let's listen. Da, dum, da. Get rid of my note? Interesting. Well, we're just going to copy this. Da, dum. And we didn't copy it correctly. Ba-da-dum. And we can change this to this so that we can edit that MIDI. And I'll have other tutorials about editing MIDI. But for now, we're just going to do that. Let's actually turn the click off, that little mute button. So, this is the other thing we're going to do. We're going to go back to Elastic Properties on this. Not Elastic Properties, sorry. MIDI Real-Time Properties. And we are going to take some of the dynamic out of the velocity so that it's a little bit more consistent. And we're going to write it to clip. So that way, when we look at the dynamics, it's not going to be... Just makes it a little more consistent. Okay, so we have our first melody done. And let's copy and paste it just for good measure. So then in the next tutorial, when we come back, we are going to write a bass line that goes with this melody so that there are two melodies working together in a musical way. It's like the right hand and the left hand of a piano going at the same time. So thank you for watching, and make sure to come back and see the rest of the tutorials in this series, and we're going to be putting out lots more on productiontrends.com. Thank you.